Hey everybody, and welcome back to Threat X3 Productions.
Yeah.
Today we will be talking about the multiplayer on Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, or Blobscow.
I like Blobscow. It's too much to say Black Ops.
Eventually, that's all we'll call it, but just for any newcomers, we have to say the whole rigmarole just so that they understand that from this point on, we will be referring to it as Blobscow.
Blobscow.
So,
Black
one
Ops,
or two more videos and then we're done with it, okay? If some new person comes in 3 videos from now and they're like, what the fuck is Blobscow? It's like, first off, get your head out of your ass.
Step 2, Blobscow.
Blobscow, okay? It's Blobscow. Come on. Anyways, all right. So we're talking about multiplayer. Check out our zombies impressions with me and Kevin, where we did like 2 good rounds, gave her good first impressions, and then we played Onslaught. So now we're talking about multiplayer. So let's do like we did with zombies. One word to describe what you think about it so far.
Ooh. All right. So last night's word for zombies was relieving. Okay. Today's word for multiplayer is going to be N-word, dudes. Multiplayer is it's dudes.
I thought you meant N-word. Anyways, okay, we'll fix that in post.
Nope.
Anyways, okay, dudes. Okay, so is that a good thing or a bad thing for you?
I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's dudes.
Okay, it's dudes. I mean, it's more dudes.
It's dudes. Yeah, it's more dudes. And by that measure, it's because it's like, so to explain multiplayer in one word for me is a lot harder than it was to explain zombies, and the aspect of I did not like Black Ops 3, I did not like Black Ops 4.
Right.
When it came down to Call of Duties, I wasn't back into it. Like I said last episode, I wasn't back into it until Warzone. It's because I like the boots on the ground. I don't like jetpacks. So by saying it's dudes, to me it's like, you know, hey, you want to go hang out in the room for a little bit and play some dudes?
Yeah,
let's go play some dudes.
Play some dudes, man.
And that's what it is. It's totally Call of Duty. You know, knuckle to knuckle all the way through. That's what it is. It's run and gun. It's you know, mindless shooting. The maps are refreshing. It's dudes.
Yeah. My word would have to be satisfying. Oh yeah. Satisfying.
Okay. Why would you say it's satisfying?
My reasoning would be that I like Warzone, which is what I've had my experience been for the past year. I like Warzone, and I feel like there are some things that they didn't carry over, like being able to mount, you know, as an example. They didn't carry that over.
I was really hoping that would.
Right. But all in all, I'd still say it's satisfying because I've always been a tryhard as far as, like, I've always preferred Treyarch. And so for me, it's just satisfying to get most of what we got with Warzone, but applied to Black Ops and my preferred studio. Other people prefer Infinity Ward, other people prefer like Sledgehammer, whatever, but me personally, I've always preferred Treyarch, and I think that is because of the zombies in general, because zombies is zombies on Treyarch. It's nowhere else.
Yeah, I mean, I can actually attest to that when it came to Call of Duty games, if it was Treyarch made, I would hear you rant and rave about it.
Yeah. I'd be counting down the days. I'd be singing its praises or whatever. Yep. Even Black Ops 4 until about, 3 months into it. But let's not get into that, okay?
Okay. But I mean, no, and I get what you're saying. It's been Treyarch, and it definitely feels like Treyarch.
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
The one thing that I have to say about this is I still, I see Modern Warfare, but I still feel like I'm playing Treyarch, because I am, obviously, but I can transition between Modern Warfare and this and feel cohesiveness. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I can see they're running on the same playing field, even though clearly one of them is Treyarch. Like,
Yeah.
I can totally tell it's Treyarch, but I don't feel sideballed.
Yeah.
Which is
And
good.
so for me, that's satisfying because I
Yep.
like the snappiness. I love the responsiveness of Warzone and Modern Warfare. But now I get the extra feeling of Treyarch, and that's why it's satisfying to me. You know, like for instance, being able to keep your iron sights up while you're reloading. Tiny thing, but it's really cool, you know?
It's such a good feeling.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so last episode we talked about visuals in zombies, but since the visuals are pretty much the same, only now we're in multiplayer, let's talk more about the visual aesthetic and variety between the maps.
So as far as like visuals on maps, they actually have a pretty good like variety of maps.
Absolutely.
You know, ranging from Cartel to Armada to Moscow to Miami to
I hear that it's the party in the city where the heat is on.
it is.
Can you confirm
all
that?
night until the break of dawn.
Oh my god! All night?
So all night. So far, one of my favorite maps actually is you're in a hangar that has like Air Force One.
Ooh, yeah. I did that on Onslaught, dude.
It's
Not gonna lie.
map.
It's kind of hairy on Onslaught.
It's hairy on multiplayer too.
Oh yeah, right.
So
I would
so
compare
far,
it to
that's
Shipment on like Modern Warfare. Would you agree?
No.
No. Okay.
No. I'm still waiting for a Shipment map on here. That one is more like, oh god, I can't think of the name of the map now. It's not Shipment. There's one that has it's like Boneyard. It's similar to Boneyard.
Okay,
There's a spot in Boneyard where
makes
you
sense.
can go into a hangar. But either way, really, really good map. But I mean, they're taking me to Vietnam. They're taking me to Miami. They're taking me to the middle of the ocean on a bunch of cargo ships.
Yes, yeah.
They're taking me, you know, there's actually a good variety of different things that I'm doing and places that I'm seeing.
Yeah.
And they're giving me good, you know, good variety. I'm excited to see what they bring out as far as, you know, more multiplayer maps. That being said, you and I were talking about, you know, Black Ops 4 having, you know, like, you know, different parts of their multiplayer maps in the battle royale. It would be interesting to see Armada on a battle royale map.
Yeah. Like off the shore or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the water, you know, it's out there. So I could see that being a thing, and I hope it does become a thing. But so far, I like the variety of maps. I like the fact that I'm going to different places. The textures of the maps are, you know, absolutely gorgeous. Just like we said in zombies. With zombies, you have more enemies, so I feel like the frame rate and you're, you know, it's going to drop a little bit more. But really, honestly, no, everything's running.
Very smooth.
I would say at peak performance 90% of the time. I'm not really seeing any you know, issues with textures or materials, so I like that.
Yeah. So for me, the variety, not just in the aesthetic, the way it looks, but then the layouts as well are really kind of top notch for me right now. I mean, obviously, we don't have a ton of maps to work with, but then it also depends on what game mode you're playing too. So I do like that there are certain maps that are tailored to specific game modes. So I like that. But in general, yeah, like you were saying, one map is at night and you're in the middle of Miami. A next one is the middle of the day and you're in freaking Moscow. Another one
afternoon and you're in the ocean.
Exactly. So it's like I like the variety. I also can't wait for them to put out variants of, like, instead of Miami at night, do like Miami during the day. I would love to see that variant, even if it's just for a weekend. You know what I mean? Like, that would be really cool.
Just like they did with Warzone and the whole
exactly
the haunting of Verdansk. Everything was at night, and it was nice to see those comparatives, even if it was just for a few days.
Definitely, yeah. So I'd love to see that. Also, I like how most maps have the typical, tried and true 3-lane structure, but they also, I don't feel like they're all completely and utterly married to it. So I really like that about it.
No, I agree with that. One thing that's been true about Call of Duty is typically you're going to find in a map with the 3-lane structure is that, people tend to have files and they go into one direction.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I've noticed, there's really no clear advantage point over somebody else. Everybody's got, like, if you're running down an alleyway, nobody can sit there and snipe at you because there's a vantage point on your side that can see that vantage point.
Mm-hmm.
It's like somebody went through each map and looked at all the vantage points and tried to find a counteracting vantage point to be able to take it down.
Yeah, yeah. And that's just good map design.
That is good map design. And like you said about the lanes, every single one, even though they may be 3 lanes, they all feel different. They all have a different design. I don't feel like if I go left and I go right and I go left and I go right. Whereas in some Call of Duties, that is the map design, left, right. Whereas now it's like left, right, which is weird to do in a multiplayer map.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we got the map varieties. Now let's talk about the Gamemodes. The Gamemodes, more specifically, one of the new ones, which I feel like was a very pleasant surprise for both of us. So we got into it. We were going to do let's do some classic domination or something. But then we were like, firebomb, what's this? So we literally drop into it. And if you don't know, now you know. If you don't know, it's you get into this big map, and I think there's 2 or 3 maps on this game mode.
I think so.
You want to do a check for me? But you drop into a map, and it's your squad against, I think, 8 other squads. So you have a squad of 4 against 8 other squads. And by opening boxes and or killing people, you pick up plutonium. And you take the plutonium to the 30 bomb. And then you blow the bomb up. And yes, you can get killed by the bomb.
It looks like there's actually a few maps.
Okay.
For Dirty Bomb. We have Underground.
Nice.
Bridge. Train Yard. Terminal.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I thought it was only 3.
And Chapel.
Gotcha. Okay. So you get the plutonium, you put it in. What I like about this is that it feels kind of like Warzone because we have armor, for instance, and they're pretty big maps, but it's just different, I think me and you compared it to Plunder last night when we were playing.
Yeah, very much like Plunder.
Yeah, and I like that. And instead of Plunder being where you could keep your money on you the whole time, this one encourages you to go to those banking areas, which makes these kind of hot spots. We weren't able to test it out. I don't know if those hot spots change from match to match. I would hope they do, but that's just one thing we weren't able to test out. So that's on us. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like it. I could see this being a mode that I play on a semi-regular basis. I'm always going to love my domination and my, my hard points and stuff like that. But this is definitely a mode where I could see me really getting into. What about you?
No, I completely agree because I very much like Plunder. I like the fact that we're running around and getting, plutonium. I think that's a lot of fun. It's a Plunder mode. I mean, that's essentially what it is. I'm 100% okay with that. The fact that it's squad-based is one thing that I'm a little leery on because you have so many teams. I don't like free-for-all game modes.
Mm-hmm.
And that even includes free-for-all game modes that are team-based. Mm-hmm. And by that I mean, we have a squad of 4. And that's what Dirty Bomb is a squad-based game mode. Mm-hmm. Which isn't bad. It's not bad by any means. It's just different. It's going to take some time to get used to. But overall, I will be playing that game mode. I do find it fun. I do wish they had it in a hardcore mode. Mm-hmm. I play more hardcore than I play any other game mode. So I would like to see I would like to see the growth of that game mode.
Yeah.
I'd like to see how it's going to evolve in time.
Absolutely. And I think that's the best part about it is just the potential of it. It's very seldom that like a brand new game mode comes into the fray and it's something good. It's usually just like, okay, I can see what you're going for, but Whereas this is like, okay, yeah. It's like, if anything, it's just like, I just want more. And that's a good sign when you have a brand new game mode.
Okay, so far I may have been wrong on those maps I read off earlier.
Oopsie daisy.
I think that was just one of those speculations. It looks like there's two maps.
Okay.
There's Ruka and Alpine. Alpine was the one that we played.
Yes, it was.
And Ruka, the essence of Ruka is all about the feeling of running through a dense forest, darting between trees. So we've already been in the forest. That's what Alpine is. It's in the forest. So I'm not seeing anything like new as far as like we're gonna have to play the game mode. That's just all there is to it. We're gonna have to play the game mode, kind of see what they have to offer. Because right now I don't see much.
Okay. All right. So then other game modes. What's your preferred game mode to play on a regular basis?
I don't have a preferred game mode. The only one I have a preferred don't play mode, and that is free for all. I do not play free for all. That's one I just take out of my list. I just don't like the aspect of 100 people or 30 people. I don't like Battle Royale.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't like being a lone survivor trying to fight off 100 other people. I don't like that. But basically anything hardcore, team deathmatch, kill confirm, domination, search and destroy. And on this Call of Duty, the one thing that I've noticed between the multiplayers is there are more game modes on core mode than there are offered on hardcore mode. Hardcore mode offers free for all, search and destroy, domination, team deathmatch, and kill confirmed. If you're playing the core mode, you have access to 4 other game modes that you don't get to play on hardcore. You get Dirty Bomb, which we talked about. It's a plunder style mode. VIP Escort is another one. Then you have Control and a classic Hardpoint. Those are the 4 on core. I personally like playing VIP Escort. I don't know why. It's a super fun game mode. I don't like playing core, but I am enjoying VIP.
Nice.
So,
it's funny that they have Hardpoint, but they don't have headquarters, right? Or do they? I didn't hear headquarters.
No headquarters, only Hardpoint.
I'll be honest, I never liked headquarters. And then I started playing headquarters on Modern Warfare, and like suddenly it just like clicked for me, because it's like I've always preferred Hardpoint, for instance, because headquarters is essentially Hardpoint, but it turns the respawns on after somebody gets it or whatever.
Yes.
Or turns the respawns off rather. And so I really started liking headquarters because I felt like there was a little bit more tacticism in it, and I think that now with the better control that you have in Modern Warfare and now Blobscow, obviously, I would like to see a return of the headquarters, because I actually did really get into that.
One that I was really hoping Modern Warfare would have had was Prop Hunt. I don't know why. I love that game mode.
Yeah.
And I wish that was something they would have brought back to the Modern Warfare game style. Maybe we'll see it here. I don't 100% believe that we will, but it would be a nice, refreshing game mode to bring back.
Yeah. Yeah, and maybe we'll get a Among Us game mode.
No, I would not play that. I would not play that. Although I do like Among Us, first off.
You know what I would like to see? We're going to go way off topic for 30 seconds. I would like to see Dead Space get a remaster, and in Dead Space have an Among Us game style mode. So
that's horrifying. That would be horrifying.
Exactly, that's the point. All right, so then moving on. So we got our game modes. Weapons, I mean, we can't really talk weapons because we already kind of talked about weapons. So let's assume people hadn't watched our zombies. What are we thinking about the weapon setup in general for Bob's Cow multiplayer?
I mean, honestly, it's similar to the Warzone and Modern
Sure.
Warfare loadout system. You have attachments, you have perks, you have wild cards. That's different. Wild cards are kind of cool because it's a little extra perk that you get thrown in there with. Um, but overall, I have no qualms about the customization options that are available currently. I do see room for growth, especially once they start bringing in the battle pass stuff.
Yes.
With Warzone, I think that we're going to get more customization options. But an example, you and I got access to the skins for the tactical rifle Bravo, and we got the skin for the assault rifle Bravo.
Mm-hmm.
And the assault rifle Bravo, being the AK-47, has a very cool like Russian Moscow skin,
Yes.
and then the Western tactical rifle Bravo has the American skin. So it's a really cool. They look good. They don't look
Mm-hmm.
too flashy. They seem very cohesive. I like that they're calling it an M16A1.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I like that there's some detailedness to that. um, so far though, I honestly, even during the beta, I didn't have any qualms about the weapons or their customization options.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that I feel like Call of Duty has always had, for the most part, right,
Right.
is knowing what they need to do with their guns and what not to do.
Yeah.
Um,
I'd say the biggest difference between Modern Warfare / Warzone and this one is now we have actual numbers. So we get
yeah,
plus 25% on this, negative whatever percent on that.
yeah,
Like
more
when we,
statistics.
yeah, more statistics. Before we would have the bars, and sometimes we'd get more bars for this, less bars. Then there'd be
Yep,
certain stats like recoil, and we didn't get a bar for anything. And it's like, okay, but
yep,
how much recoil reduction am I getting? You know what I mean? So
yep,
having an actual, you get X amount percentage of recoil reduction or of bullet velocity or whatever, just giving me numbers so that my nerd brain can go, okay, let's look at all these options I have. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
giving me that is so much better than just like, okay, plus this, negative that. I hated that. And I feel like generally the genuine or general community of COD players were just like, this is dumb. Why are they doing it this way? So, I mean, if
I
anything,
didn't.
go
I didn't
into.
mind it. I didn't mind it. Once I found out that recoil was compensated in the control and mobility bar.
For sure, yeah.
Once I found that out, I'm like, oh, just stack up the control and mobility, and that made using every gun I had way easier than before. But I do understand what you're saying about how the point system and having actual numbers is a lot better, and I do agree that it does help us kind of nerd out with the numbers a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that I did notice about the guns on Blob's Cow over Modern Warfare and Warzone is the guns feel heavier.
Okay.
Like, so when I'm running around with the gun on Modern Warfare, you
Oh,
could
okay. I
you,
think I know what you mean. Okay, go on.
you pull it up and then like you shoot, and then you reload, and you're reloaded and you're done, right? With Blob's Cow, like your gun comes up a little heavier and you
Mm,
feel like okay,
yeah.
I'm in position, and then when you reload, it seems like it's a much rougher motion, not rough in a bad way, but just
Yeah.
like it's like let's go. Like
Yeah.
it's more drawn out and it's a lot heavier of a reload system.
Yeah.
So, and by that I mean it just seems like it's not clunky. It's not clunky by any measure. It's just
Hmm.
it feels properly weight distributed.
Yeah, I think a perfect example is the light machine gun. Cause like
Yes.
I feel like you zoom in way faster on Warzone, whereas this it feels like I'm pulling up this like
Oh,
refrigerator to look down the sights.
that is actually something I think that they are going to buff in time
Hmm.
is how fast those guns can be pulled up. Because that's the one thing I have noticed is I'm not using LNGs because of how long they take to
Right.
use.
Right.
That also being said, I've taken a couple scopes off my guns because I added a scope, and oh my god, I can't aim down the sights fast enough.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So I've taken scopes off, and I'm running iron sights for now. But even then, this goes to talk about the clarity of the game. It's so clear I can get a good draw distance with
Yeah.
iron sights about half map.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not now it's not perfect,
For
but
sure.
I see enough of a little bobbling, bloop that I'm like, oh, that's a person. Boop.
Pew. Yeah.
And being on hardcore mode, like I said, every shot counts. I'm running assault rifle Bravo or tactical rifle Bravo, so it's a 3-round burst gun. I shoot it once, they're dead. Shoot it once, they're dead. Shoot it once, they're dead. And that is working out really, really well for hardcore game modes, is having that three-round burst. But being able to iron sight that is making it more playable.
Yeah. So what would you say is your main loadout?
Ooh, I don't have one yet.
Not
No, I don't have one yet. I'm still running around. I'm playing around with the MP5 just because MP5 is a classic Call of Duty gun. I used it a lot on Modern Warfare. But I would say I use Western Front and Iron Curtain the most.
Okay.
And that would be the M16A1 and the AK-47. Now, pistol. You and I both found that the Primal Hunter is primo pistol.
Oh.
It's a 3-round. It's a 3-round burst. If you on Modern Warfare, it's called the Renetti. It's the Renetti pistol. And then on here, they call it, because you're in a different universe, it's called the Diamatti pistol. So the Diamatti is very fast. It's a good pistol to use. It's very close to the Renetti, which is
if you pop off around the chest or whatever, you can get a really good like one burst kill. I've noticed.
Yeah, because it hits twice in the chest, and by the time the third recoil hits, it's a headshot every time. Every
fucking time. So my main loadout right so far, I'm actually running the light machine gun. And the pull up is definitely brutal for sure. I can't wait to unlock, either some attachments to make it quick or whatever. But your boy got a play of the game with the light machine gun. 5 kills in a row. I was murdering. I mean, quite literally murdering.
That was something that you and I were talking about last night on the last episode where we were talking about zombies, was how we did play a little bit of the multiplayer, and you were doing better than you would normally do in a multiplayer.
I mean, right now, 10 out of 10 for that reason, and I would say the same thing about Warzone. Like, I've never been a slayer, I've always been more of a support player. Whereas after playing Warzone, after playing Blobscow, so far, obviously, people haven't gotten too sweaty yet, but after playing it, it's like I feel myself being more aggressive. I feel myself taking more risks because of the responsiveness, because of the way the guns feel. Somehow it just gives me more confidence, and I'm able to pull off 5-kill streaks, get play of the game. 3 Call of Duties ago, I would have never gotten play of the fucking game. Are you kidding me? If I did, it's because it was like a bunch of bots, and I put them down to very easy or something.
Well, and here's the thing number 2. Blobscow for multiplayer has bots.
Yeah, it does.
We can go in, we can play bot mode. That's going back to the whole thing about game modes, and this is what's making Blobscow so fun. Is that if I just want to go beat up some bots, let's go beat up some bots. If I want to go play against players, let's go play against players. We want to kill zombies, let's kill zombies. And I want a battle royale right now. Let's go battle royale.
Yeah.
All of these different, they're literally weaving a world of pure enjoyment for their fans.
For sure. Yeah.
I feel that they're reaching their hand into the bag and saying, look, here's what's been coming out over the last 10 to 20 years. And we're not just going to keep up with them. We're going to keep up with them and also keep our content up with us.
Yeah.
And by that meaning, we're still playing old school Call of Duty stuff, but we're also getting a lot of good new Call of Duty stuff as well.
Yeah. So, I think that's about it. That's about all the stuff we have to talk about multiplayer wise. What are you guys liking about the new Blobscow? Do you like the new Blobscow? Do you think it sucks? Let us know down in the comments below. Also, if you feel like, put your gamer tag in there or your Activision gamer tag, because hey, it's cross progression, it's cross generation. So whatever you're playing on, we can squat up and get in there, have a good time. So
We're
I
all
was
sweaty together.
Nick.
I'm Dad Boy Kevin.
And thank you guys so much for joining us today, and you have yourself a good one.